In this section, we're going to discuss about the speculation and hedging terms. What are these terms, and how does the futures and forwards market basically get used for these purposes, right? So the first primary objective is the definition of these terms. The terms called as hedging and speculation. Right, there's another one called arbitrage, which will come in a subsequent section, but at this point of time we're more concerned about hedging and speculation. So let's first understand what these terms mean, and then try and identify how do we use these in the context of derivatives and specifically futures and forwards, right? So hedging is a process to reduce the risk of adverse price movements in an asset. Right? So essentially, if you're in a business where price movements of an asset could have an adverse impact on the business, the process of trying to reduce the risk or de-risking is known as hedging. The name comes after creation of a hedge around a farm, right? So if you have a farm and you have basically created a hedge around it, that's to protect the farm effectively. That's where the term hedging comes from. So you're trying to protect your business from adverse price movements of any asset. That could be your input, that could be your output, whatever that asset be, whatever that asset's price be. You don't want volatility in that asset's price to create a problem in terms of your business plans. That's what hedging helps you with. Speculation, on the other hand, is actually just betting on directional moves in an asset's price. So if person A believes that Infosys will go up, or when I say Infosys will go up, that means the stock price of Infosys will go up. Person B believes that stock price of Reliance Industries will go down, right? These are directional bets. Some person might believe that the USD INR will go towards 75. This is a directional bet. You're not really trying to de-risk yourself. You're basically placing a bet on a particular asset's price going in a particular direction. This is known as speculation, right? Now, futures and forwards are commonly used for this since they have an inherent characteristic. They have a similarity to the placing of bets, and that's what we are effectively trying to do when we are doing a speculative bet, or if we are putting in a hedging kind of a scenario as well. Now let's try and understand how does a future get used for something like a hedging kind of a process, right? Now let's see, as discussed earlier, futures and forwards can be used for hedging exposure of companies to critical asset prices, right? Take the case of an airline company, like let's say Indigo Airlines in India, right? These guys, one of their key raw material is aviation turbine fuel, right, which is basically a kind of jet kerosene. This is called as ATF. It's a variant of kerosene which is called as jet kerosene, and this is the prices are prices derived from global oil prices, or what is called as global crude oil prices. Now these are prices which are moving up, which are moving down. If we want to have a sense of crude oil prices, these prices used to be there. So they are in terms of US dollar per barrel. A barrel is a certain equivalent in terms of number of kgs or liters. Essentially $40 per barrel is what they want to kind of fix the price at. The prices last year were around $100 a barrel. Now they are around $30, $35, $40 a barrel, in that range at this point of time. Now, they want to fix this price for themselves because that's a raw material and that's a huge cost for them, right? One of the biggest cost in the airline industry, is the fuel cost. Right now you want to kind of hedge the fuel cost, right? Because if for some reason this US dollar 40 goes up to US dollar 80, that basically doubles your cost, and you don't want that to happen because that could be extremely detrimental to your margins, to your profitability, to your business, right? So that's the risk. What is the key risk? The risk is that prices are derived from global crude oil prices, and these could go up, and that will increase